Alrighty then, traders, John Howell here. Let's get into a market update. Plus, also I want to share some things with you that you may want to. Let me fix this up here. You may want to maybe have a caution of warning of what I'm about to talk with you. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright, so firstly I want to do a quick round update of what the markets are done. Let's go with the Dow Jones. You notice the Dow Jones actually popped back up. And it's really interesting. The Dow Jones closed one gap by creating another gap. So what's that saying? We definitely are having, on the short term anyway, guys. And again, I'm still looking at these major peaks and troughs. But the short term, we're still getting these low peaks, low peaks, low peaks. And this could potentially be a low peak. So we still are getting that lower peak, lower trough, lower trough. So sellers in control right now. And so I'm still very bearish on the current market where we are right now. Especially looking at the Dow Jones. S&P, same thing, came up and actually closed the gap by creating another decent gap. And most of the time, the S&P will come and close that gap. So big gap up, run back up, close the gap there. I actually thought it was going to do that, and now we've got this downtrend line here. So, but once again, guys, you can see by looking at this peak here, we have this trough here. Is this going to be another low peak? I actually think it will. So let's actually continue now. Moving into the Russell. Russell, bam, thank you, ma'am. Out of here, it says. So let me take off these trend lines because they're just useless right now to us. And yeah, very, very interesting to see what's happened to Russell. The Russell was actually really trying to gain some strength there. So almost 1.5% on the Russell. And the Nasdaq, pop, up we go. New high. And very, very interesting to see what is going on and what's actually happening through there. So a big gap up, really big gap up. And you can see most of the time we get a gap, we generally come and fill it. So you had this big gap here, and you can see that was actually filled that day there, and then the market started taking off, and then we had a big gap up. Is this going to be like one of those, what are they called, island reversal type things, where a gaps up and then we have a gap down? So if that happens, that's going to be very, very bearish sign, very bearish sign. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Let's go have a quick look at silver and gold. And so let's have a look here. We can actually see silver. This is the silver chart here. You can see it's sort of hovering around. It sort of ran up, hit resistance, come back down. So I'm not really worried about the day of this here. But you can see overall, guys, again, looking at the peaks and troughs, we have this peak up here, trough, peak, comes down, makes this trough. Or actually, we're going to make that peak there. There's a trough there. Runs up, makes this lower trough, a lower peak. Now we've got this higher trough. Guess what? We're almost making another higher peak. So right now, guys, this here, this whole thing here, this high trough through here is telling me buyers are coming back into the silver market and going on through to the gold market. Similar, same thing. We've got this big downward trend line, sort of bouncing off that trend line there. It's finding it difficult to break through that, but that may be breaking through, penetrated all the way through. Penetrated all the way through. So let's actually bring that up through there just a little bit more. There we go. That's the support level, and you can see this actually made a slight, from that point there to that point there, slight higher trough as well too. And if you're looking at the overall, let me bring up some thick trend lines here. Is that thick? Yep. So we had the peak, trough. We had just basically that right there. So there'll be that point through there, through there, through there. We had that point through there, that through there, that there. Ran up, basically double top, ran up here, and now we're going up through here. So if you're looking at the overall peaks and troughs, we've got this trough here, peak there, a higher trough, a peak there. But as you can see, right, when you start to get a lower peak, a higher trough, who's in control? No one. And then we got a lower peak, came down, lower trough at this support level. Now ran back up, created like a bit of a peak. Now we've got this higher trough. So we've got like basically almost identical peaks there, maybe just slightly lower or double top formation going there with a higher trough. So very, very, very bullish sign looking at gold. So guys, I want to give you a major warning and a major update on something I want to do. And yes, guys, I did put that in the title for a reason, because I wanted to capture your attention. Now, let me actually talk about this here for a minute. All right, let me put this on here for a minute, guys. As you guys know, that researching in this market is very, 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 very important. And I do so much research on the markets. I just do. And especially lately, I've been researching the crap out of the market. Crap out of the markets. Now, when I say research out of the markets, firstly, I do my own analysis to see what I'm seeing on the charts. That's the first thing I do see. Now, next thing I do see is that, yeah, I do a lot of research, right? I do a lot of research, and that includes Harry Dent. Now, some of you guys might say, Harry's always wrong and blah, blah, blah. I think Harry has a lot of valid things to say. You take what he says, but never, you take what he says and you learn what you can from him. Because I think in an overall nutshell, what Harry Dent is talking about is exactly what Ray Dalio presented in the money and how the economy works. If you guys have seen that Ray Dalio video, go check it out. So if you look at them, they're very, very, very similar of how the big macro trends work. And that's and Ray Dalio, what he says with that big macro trends, that's exactly what Harry Dent is also talking about as well too. So anyway, I'm not spurking any channel. I'm not putting any channel. I'm just saying that I think a lot of people out there have a lot of things important, have a lot of good things to say, but never take a trade based on what you see from these people. So we're talking like, you know, I listen to say people like Harry Dent. You know, I do a lot of also a lot of watching on videos that I'm subscribed to for different subscriptions that I'm subscribed to. More like long-term data trends and long-term analysis trends, on not such as economic trends, but more like stock market trends and what's happening with the overall trends and stuff like that. Using Fibonacci's and Gann theories and stuff like that, which I'm very, very, very big believer in. So I do that research as well too. I also do a lot of research on other videos as well too that I'm looking at. You know, I look at Volatile analysis as well too. I look at people's like Martin Armstrong as well too, and I still do a lot of research and I do a lot of reading and I do a lot of analysis myself. Now, guys, bear in mind, I'm not saying these guys are always right. You know, as you guys know, and I'm not putting Bo Poli down, but he has been quite wrong lately. He's month after month after month after month, he's been calling a crash, right? And that's just simple. Now, we haven't had a crash and we haven't had a bull market, so neither the bulls or bears have been right, if we're going to be fair with that there. Bo Poli has been wrong with the crash, but the bulls have been wrong as we're in a big bull market, because it just really hasn't happened, right? We're just overall sideways. Bulls and bears have been wrong. So let's actually look at that there for a minute. So, but the reason why I wanted to put up a major alert and a major warning about this is the stock market going to start the crash this moving forward is because I am now seeing from Martin Armstrong let me actually do this. Firstly, what I actually see on the gold and silver charts and the stock market charts, the Dow and the S&P, what I'm seeing on those charts. We're talking long-term analysis here, all right? Long-term analysis. What I'm seeing on those charts. What I'm listening to from people like Bo Poli, all right? Now again, I understand that some of these guys, you know, are wrong sometimes, all right? And then I take analysis from Martin Armstrong. I listen to Harry Dent. I listen to other forms of education I see as well too, because I'm not a know-it-all, and I'm really learning a lot. I'm learning a lot. I'm always learning, should I say? I'm always learning. And I do some video analysis as well too. And to put it bluntly, guys, I have never seen in the history of mankind, I have never seen Never, ever, 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 ever have I seen in history all the people that I read about, Harry Dent and these other subscriptions that I do to, and Martin Armstrong and even Bo Poley, I've never seen in time in history where they're all coming together, even Martin Armstrong, where they're all coming together to say that volatility is likely to start picking up. Volatility is likely to start picking up, and from now through to December, we're likely to start seeing some major volatility. Now, that major volatility could be a 10-15% drop in the market and then a 10% rise really quickly, right? So you've got to be, it's not like we're going to get a big 50% crash. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, I'm giving you a warning and alert that if you are bullish in this market and if you're long-term buy and hold, get ready for the volatility. Because never in history have I seen everything of these things colliding together. As I said before, my stock market analysis myself on the charts, and then all the subscriptions and newsletters I read, and everything like that. Plus, on top of that, Ray Dalio, we're talking billionaire investors. Guys, can you guys understand that? They're billionaire investors for a reason. Ray Dalio, I think, for last memory, has a $130 billion hedge fund. The biggest hedge fund out there. And guess what? Pain is coming. He said that to effect. I forget his name. I'm having a mental blank here. Anyway, so there's a lot of people out there that a lot of billionaire investors are saying we're going to start to move into some dangerous territory. And you guys know, right? You guys have been seeing the same videos I've seen. Where is that a fake Hillary? Is Hillary actually dead? What's going to happen with the election? You know what I mean? So like you guys know, right? The volatility is going to really, really, really pick up through October. It's going to be huge. So never in history, guys, have I seen everything come together where my stock market charts analysis, to all the subscriptions that I'm reading, to even billionaire investors, all of them are coming together to say one thing: major volatility. So don't expect just the market just to keep going up, but we could expect a 10 or 15% drop and then another 10% rise, and then maybe another 20% drop, and then maybe another 15% rise. We're talking that sort of volatility, right? So if you're long-term buy and hold on for your horses, because this is going to be crazy. And as I said before, on top of everything I've said before, my stock market analysis, the descriptions I'm reading, and all the videos I'm seeing, that I actually look up to, by the way, and all the billionaire investors, on top of all of that, we've got the election. The biggest election on the planet. Is Hillary dead? Is Hillary alive? Is Donald Trump going to win? Is Donald Trump not going to win? And it's really, really, really interesting to see what's going on there. My thoughts is, I think the stock market's going to let you know who's going to win. If we do start to get a pretty sharp correction, about a 10 or 15% drop. If we do start to see that very soon, over the next week or two, we're going into the election, well, we know Donald Trump is going to win. But if the market stays up into the election, then we know Hillary Clinton's going to win. But looking at that, guys, and looking at what the market is actually doing, it's just, it's very scary, guys. But there's a major alert, a major warning about the stock market. Are we about to see the biggest volatility? Oh, no. I believe we are about to see the biggest volatility that we've seen in a long time about to hit the market. So be prepared. Guys, this is John Howell here. This is just an alert and a warning. I'm not saying the stock market's going to crash today or tomorrow, but if you guys can get this out to other people out there that might be just long-term buy and hold, even if you long-term short the market, we say, I'm just going to short the market long-term. You may be in a bit of a difficult situation because guess what? We're likely to get some, it might go 15, 20% drop and then a 10, 15% rise really quickly. How are you going to handle those swings when it happens? You need to be prepared. If you're long-term bullish and long-term bearish and you've got positions on that, You just need to accept the fact that this volatility is now going to get much bigger than we've seen in a long time. And then, as we know, moving into next year, I think we're going to see some significant downside, but volatility is definitely here to basically gain momentum. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course, and I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.